This here is a really sweet little halfling mare. She's pretty short, so I don't really put her foot in between my legs because then she's having to hold her leg up really high. So I kind of just put her on my thigh like this. She has pretty healthy feet overall. She's got a little bit of frog missing. We're gonna probably treat for thrush, but see, her heel bulbs are nice and wide. She does grow really fast, and she's on an 8-week schedule because she's very far away from where I live. So I do all these horses on an 8-week schedule, and I can't really come out more often just for her. So we're always a little bit on a battle of keeping this toe back and not getting the hoof sucked forward, but that's really the only issue she's having, and we'll see where her heels line up with her frog at the end of the trim. But overall, she has a really healthy foot. And she does have Cushing's and is insulin resistant, so dealing with those sugars, and she is on pasture sometimes, which, you know, it's a double-edged sword. I'm not into having horses locked up all the time, but sometimes it's hard for them to handle the pasture. So that can be sometimes why the thrush might affect her more, due to her not being able to handle the sugars in the grass and in a normal diet. Come on. So I want to check my balance here. And if she's being really difficult, I might just make her hold her leg up high. I am just going to do this because she's not cooperating with it on my leg. This heel was a little higher, so I'm going to come down there. I'm going to bring this bar down. And she's a little flare here. I'm coming in easy. And I'm going to bring this toe back. I'm going to start here. I might bring it back more. She has nice, easy, she has nice sole concavity. She has nice thick soles. This mare has a lot of stuff going on for her hoof-wise. Pocket there. Easy, easy, come on, mare. Come here. This outside heel didn't need to come down as much. And I have a nice new sharp rasp, so I'm just going to do it this way. But she has no bruising in her white line here, which is great. Sometimes when her toes grow too fast in between trims, if she's had too much sugar, this can be bruising in the white line. Bruising in the white line is one of those things where it can be from many different causes. There's not just one thing that causes it, so you have to look at the horse and the situation and see what's going on there. But she doesn't have any, so that's great. Easy. She's really leaning on me here. And I'm going to come in and do this bevel here. I want to check her. Get this bar for her. Oh. I don't want to excessively trim this frog. This pocket doesn't go too deep. On this side, open up this collateral groove a little bit. Get that funky bit off there. Just open up her central sulcus a little bit, which is nice and healthy. Not really too deep of a groove there. She's really leaning here, but I'm gonna knock this toe back a little bit more with the aggressive side of my rasp. And then I'm gonna come here and smooth everything out. really want to get this bar down a little bit more right here. And she always grows super long ergots buried under a lot of fur here. I'm just gonna take my nippers, get those down. Now let's treat her for thrush. I'm gonna try and stuff a little hoof stuff in here, just preventatively. But it's really not a very deep crevice, but I'm just gonna preventatively poke that down and be back of the heels, right in front of that widest point of the frog. So she's just got her foot sucked forward a little bit, but overall really healthy hoof. Picking up this back foot here, we're looking super healthy. Maybe just a little gunkiness in these collateral grooves. Oops. And of course she's good. And I'm just gonna come right away and snip this ergot. She grows that pretty much every 8 weeks. Open up these collateral grooves. Little overgrown tip of the frog there. Open up the central sulcus just a little bit. Scrape a little out here. My hoof knife needs to be sharpened badly, but this will still work. And I want to sight down here. Really not a lot to take. I am going to use my nippers. I don't want to overly dull my rasp. Scrape along that bar. I'm just taking a little bit. And what I'm going to do before I nip the toe is just come in, smooth everything, see where I'm at. Okay. Now I'm going to come here and bevel this toe. Her back hooves don't grow quite as fast as her front hooves. More to nip on this side because I took down more height so that it made more to take in. Coming on, starting my bevel. Easy. Follow the line that I nipped. Sometimes I hold the rasp all the way here just for extra stability. There we go. Round off the toe. And I just want to peek. Come with my smooth side and smooth the heels. And we're nice on this back foot. Frog and the heels are right in line. Not because I overly lowered the heels to make them in line, because their hoof is just healthy. Just gonna pull this foot forward to round the toe. I'm just coming on my smooth side here. Just making it look pretty, not taking a ton of material. There's nothing to pack in this hoof, but I'm just gonna rub that there. There we go, beautiful hoof. Very similar on this back foot. I'm gonna come in on my ergot. I can barely see it through all this fur. Look at that beautiful frog. Sight down. I honestly might just do this one, not even with my nippers on the heels. I'm just gonna smooth. I'm gonna level everything, and there's barely any height to take down on this hoof. I'm just leveling everything. There we go. And these bars even might come in a little bit here. There we go. A little bit in these collateral grooves, but really healthy hoof overall. Do a little bevel. A little bit. Probably could do this all with my rasp. I'm barely nipping. Easy. Come on. I'm gonna bevel all around with my rasp. Round the toe. And I'm just smooth side coming in on this foot. Little tiny flare on the quarters here. Just for good measure. Little no thresh. Beautiful foot. Again, this front foot is very similar to the other one. Clean this up. This collateral groove, it looks a little bit deep, but it's not a crevice. It still has width to it, and I'm not getting any black gunk coming out of here. So we're gonna probably pack it, but nothing that I'm really super concerned about. She's got some, there's like clay ground around here, so this clay gets just packed in these hooves. Trim up this frog a little bit. Nothing too major that I want to take. These lower bars, because I'm going to be lowering the heels. Take these bars down. And I want to sight. This side's a little bit higher. Coming on around here. And I just followed my cut. I kept matching my own, using the previous cut to guide my second cut, which left that nice smooth trim line. This heel wasn't quite as high. Check it again. I want to come with my rasp here, see what's going on in this toe. Again, no toe bruising. Really happy about that. So even though like on her other front, we could see by where her heels and her frog are that her toe is kind of sucked forward, we're keeping her toe short enough that there's not getting bruising in here, which I really like to see. It's very common and very easy for a horse to get bruising right at the toe here, because there's so many different things that cause it, and they are pretty sensitive. So especially when there's a horse like this where, and I'm bringing back this toe just as much as I can, right at that limit of how far back I want to bring it. Okay. This heel, I didn't quite take it down enough. come and do this bevel. Bevel right to the white line on this horse. Almost into it. I know it's not going to make her sore. She has nice thick soles and has that long toe we're trying to work on. And here, she's closer, much closer than on the other front. This foot is a little bit more balanced. Widest part of the frog is just behind the widest part of the heels. And the other front, she was a little more sucked forward. A little high spot right here. Got a little hoof stuff in here for good measure.